Welcome learners, myself Swasha Naik, Assistant Professor in Botany from Government College of Arts, Science and Commerce. So the program name is Bachelor of Science for third year students. Subject is Botany. Semester is 5th semester. Course code is POC 105. Course title is TSC Classical Taxonomy and Phylogeny. So title is Systematic Positioning using Bentham and Hooker's classification, diagnostic features and important ornamental, economical, medicinal species. Module name is Tiliaceae. So the outline is Tiliaceae family. We will be learning the diagnostic features, important ornamental, economical, medicinal species of the Tiliaceae family. Learning outcomes will be, we will be able to explain the systematic position of the Tiliaceae family, identifies the plant belonging to the family, illustrates diagnostic features of the family, and explains the important ornamental, economical, medicinal species included in the Tiliaceae family. So starting with the distribution of the Tiliaceae family, it is commonly called as jute family. It is comprises of 50 genera and 450 species. The members are mostly tropic and some inhabitants of the temperate climate. It is abundant in Southeast Asia and Brazil. So the pictures on the right side you can see is of the Corchorus capsularis. So classification according to the Bentham and Hooker, the class it belongs to class Dicotyledonnae, that is it is having 2 cotyledons. Subclass is Thalamiflorae, that is superior ovary. Then order is Malvilles, that is flowers having numerous stamens, and family is Tiliaceae, that is you can see cymose inflorescence and flower is having valvate aestivation. According to the APG classification, that is the Angiosperm phylogeny group, Tiliaceae it is now included in Malvaceae family along with other families, that is Turculaceae and Bombaceae. So habit, it is a shrub or a tree. Rarely it is a herb. An example of a herb is a Corchorus with some mucilaginous juice. Root is tap and branch. Stem is erect, cylindrical or angular, woody solid and branched. Leaves, they are alternate, rarely they are opposite. Simple margin and entire dentate or lobed. It is stipulate. Stipulate means presence of outgrowth on both sides of the base of the leaf stalk. Leaf stalk is the petiole. So the stipule which is there, it is also caducous. So caducous means it shed off or drop off at early stage of development. Then inflorescence, it is cymose inflorescence. So cymose means old flowers is at the top and the young ones are at the bottom of the inflorescence. And it is often complex. The examples are Tiliaceae and Tympheta. And the pictures here on the right side you can see is of the Microcos paniculata, wherein you can observe the cymose inflorescence very clearly. So moving forward to the flower part. So flower pedicellate, that is it is having a stalk. Actinomorphic, that is flowers can be divided into 2 equal halves along any plane. Then hypogynous means perianth, that is sepals and the petals, and stamens, they are all attached to the receptacle below the gynoecium. Then it is hermaphrodite, that is male and female reproductive organs, they are within the same flower. It is rarely unisexual. An example of unisexual flower is Carpodiptera. It is tetra or pentamerous, sometimes with apicalyx. Apicalyx is the additional whorl around calyx of a single flower, is a modification of bracteoles. And this is the diagrammatic representation of the flower of the Corchorus olitoria species. So moving forward towards the calyx. So there are 5 or 4 sepals, rarely there are 3. It is polysepalous or basally connate. Valvate aestivation is seen here and it is inferior. So the corolla is having 5 petals or 4, rarely it is absent. So corolla which is absent, the example is Prochia species. It is polypetalous, often granular. Imbricate aestivation is seen in the corolla, and usually it is colored, but sometimes it is sepaloid. Sepaloid means it is resembling sepals in structure and function, and it is inferior. Yes, and on the picture on the right side, which you can see, is the flower of Trimpheta pentandra. Moving towards the androecium. So androecium, there are 10 stamen to indefinite, free or united in a group. So it is united in Grevia species, inserted at the base of the petals or an androphore. Androphore is a stalk or column which is supporting the stamen in the flower, and it is seen in the Grevia species. Then anther is diathecus. Diathecus means it is having two theca, and it is extrose. Extrose means anthers, they dehiscing towards the center of the flower. Then dehiscence by apical post or longitudinal slits. Then gynoecium, there are 2 to 10 or many carpels, and many carpels you can see in the equipa. It is syncarpous. Ovary is superior to many locular with 1 to many anatropous ovule. Anatropous ovule is inverted ovule where micropyle is bent down to the funicle. So then if there is axile placentation, this axile placentation we will be seeing in the floral diagram. Then style is simple, stigma is capitate or lobed. So fruit, it is capsule and schizocarpic or drupaceous. The schizocarpic fruit you can see in the picture on the left side. It is very much clear there. And drupaceous is another type of fruit which we can see in the Tiliaceae family. Seed is endospermic, embryo is curved with leafy cotyledon, and pollination is by entomophilus, that is, it is pollinated by insects. So this is the floral formula where you can see there is it is actinomorphic, hermaphrodite, calyx is 5, and it can be fused sometimes, and corolla is 5, androecium is indefinite, and gynoecium is 2 to indefinite, and the ovary is superior. Here you can see in the center there is axile placentation present. So moving towards the common plants of the family, the first is Corchorus. It is also called as, it is used for jute, okay, since we are obtaining jute from it. Then Grevia asiatica, that is the fruit are acidic and syrup are made from it. Then comes the Tilia, which is a tree and it is used for the timber. Then Trimpheta bartramia, it is a weed of waste places. So these are the economic importance. The first one is the fiber. So we have already seen that Corchorus species. The first one is the Corchorus capsularis and Corchorus olitorius are cultivated for their tenacious blast fiber, which yield jute. So it is used in making the gunny bag. So picture on the left side you can see of the Corchorus species. It is a plantation wherein the farmer is harvesting it. And on the right side you can see the jute processing. That is the final product you can see there. The second is the medicinal importance. Here the example of Grevia asiatica is given. So the fruits are astringent, cooling and help in digestion, whereas root and bark of Grevia asiatica are used in the rheumatism. So the picture on the right side which you can see, they are the fruits of Grevia asiatica. Then Trimpheta bartramia, the flowers, leaves and the fruits of Trimpheta bartramia, they are used in gonorrhea. Then bark and fresh leaves, they are used in diarrhea and dysentery. So the picture here, you can see the flower which is in yellow color, and on top you can see the fruit of Trimpheta. Then moving towards the wood, so Tilia americana is the species and it is used as timber. It is a famous timber which is used in America. So you can see the trunk in this picture on the right side. So the last economic importance, that is the ornamental. Some of the plant, that is Permannia species and Microcos species, they are grown in the garden. Since they consist of very beautiful flowers, they are used for ornamental purpose. And the picture which you can see here is the Spermania africana flower. So these are the references which a learner can refer. Thank you everyone.